comes Hydroxide with the last-ditch effort, and Hot Rod with...
He blocks, so Hulax wins. Oh, they get a return! Get it up in here, and again, they are getting him. No, not. Oh! He's oh, and a big return!
Oh, man.
I love eSports!
And welcome everyone to another edition of... It's Monday, right? Yeah, it's Monday Night Tribes. With me tonight is Delerium. He is an old face coming back in a new era, so to speak. Delerium, introduce yourself, give people a little background on where you've come from and what you did in Tribes, etc.
Hello, please. I am Delerium. I played for one of the best teams in Tribes of Sand for about 20 minutes before getting benched, and then I watched furiously as people played for money in Cybersports Network, in North American Star League, and I got to talk about it non-stop with such great faces as Bart and Thusness and people like I don't even know, Nanner and Craig and all those great guys who brought you Tribes Ascend just when it was getting birthed. But now we're in the new era of Jim Christ and the NA Tribe scene. Thanks to Hi-Res APC for organizing this tonight for me. I just love watching the best teams go at it. We're currently in, like, I don't even know. It's up in the air. Who's the best team? It could be Denial. Denial wants it. They want to fight right now with Ego. Ego rocking their amazing tags. I'm talking about that a little bit later. But yes, I just can't wait. The first map looks like it's going to be Arx Navina. It's a best of 3 if I get my numbers right. Is that correct?
That is correct. So, yeah.
So I'm pretty pumped. I'm looking at Veer, the famous heavy on flag / striker, who's I want to see him in a strike again. See if he's still got the old magic going. We got 100 seconds left before it starts.
You should have seen him last season. There were a few times where he was just mangling people horrifically in the Shrike, especially on Permafrost. We saw a lot of really good plays on Permafrost from him in the Shrike. But he's just as valuable on the stand as he is in a Shrike, if not more valuable. But we will see what he is capable of tonight. We are 75 seconds out. I'm going to bring you guys into game, and Delerium, let's do a roster rundown here real quick.
Okay, you first.
Alright, I will take, I'll take the Egocentric guys.
No, I want to read their tag.
Okay, okay.
Go ahead.
No, okay, I'll give you them. I'll give you them. I'll take Denial. So on
I'll
Denial
let you talk
eSports,
about it at least.
Okay, there we go. That works. On Denial eSports, your Blood Eagle team tonight is Veer, Remix, Thomas B, Bojingle Bells, Hatui, Mukhtar, who is Pony Natcha. You'll need to know that for the match. Just for or Delerium, sorry. I'm calling you by your other name too. It's just yes. And Matten, who is rocking the Grr tag, and I will let you take it from here.
Well,
the other
speaking
side.
of unique tags, Ego all has unique tags. Shottingham rocking the Zato tag, Pliff rocking the GMC tag for GM Sizzle. Alkalal's got Psycho. We talked about him before the break. Vertical has Swee. Hootie Shoop's repping Video P. Qualm is repping Ivan, and Simtex finally repping MSTR, which I don't know what that means. Maybe you got any thoughts on that?
I'm not sure of the MSTR, but the Swee is definitely Sweetness for Vertical's tag.
Could be Master P, but which of these takes the cake for you of the 7 on the Ego side?
I'm gonna have to go with Zato. I think that's just a little too classy right there.
And what I love is there's got to be a story behind why each one of them picked what they picked. So I want to ask them about that later if we can.
Yeah, we'll get interviews.
But really fast though, I talked to Winners briefly about this, how things have sort of normalized into what we want to see as far as a pretty balanced, fast-paced Tribes Ascend game. But Ego was the one that brought medium capping back to the fore. Are they still doing that?
Yeah, usually you'll see David Bowie and
Here comes Qualm in a Pathfinder, which is not a medium, but he does die, unfortunately, but that was the first attempt they had on the flag.
Horrifically dying at that. But yeah, you will see Egocentric running double cap, usually 2 soldiers. Sometimes they switch it up a little bit with David Bowie and Qualm.
I don't see a single soldier on their roster right now.
Yeah, and this is one map where they may not opt to do it, but on maps like Katabatic, which we are unfortunately not going to see tonight, you usually do see them
that's too bad.
that. But
on the flip side, Matten is a soldier who's coming in right now on the Ego side. A lot of crash, actually. They've pretty much wiped out the defense there. Only Simdex was left. He could not get a stop. This flag's going to move pretty fast to the midfield. I'm wondering if he can stop this, because it's already almost home.
But there's Shoddy, and
oh,
nice save by Shottingham right there.
Infiltrator grab. Couldn't see it coming.
And we've seen a lot of those in the recent past, but amazingly, Shottingham is actually getting this thing almost all the way across the field. Does get conked.
I think he ate the conk, but killed the guy who conked him. So this is not quite a standoff yet. Putting Natcha as Mukhtar wants it so bad, but he can't. Oh, he does get it right before dying. That's going to be an easy conversion by Big Fatty Veer. And a quick 1-0 for
and there's
Team
the smiley
Denial.
face coming out from
From
Mukhtar. And
he was also on Tau
he's
for about
filling
20
in
minutes.
for Hatui, since Hatui is not here for his smiley faces. So
no, Hatui's on the roster right now. Actually.
Oh, he is. Oh yeah,
He's right
you're
there.
right. So he commandeered it.
He commandeered it. You're right. He took it away. Hatui cannot claim to be the only one doing that on that roster right now, which is a little sad. He should be really, pushing for his gimmick.
But looking over here,
Shottingham says, I guess he killed Hatui is why he said hi.
Oh,
and Hatui said the smiley face. Qualm again. There's no clear for him. What's going on? He's coming in by himself a little bit early.
Oof.
I want to see good timing on that. The flag's out, but
yeah,
what are you going to do with it?
Yeah,
a good defender is going to field it pretty easily.
Yeah, and I mean, it does look like the Ego guys, their timing is just off. And before this game, I was thinking, as far as individual skill, I wouldn't say that either team really has a big up in terms of the sort of the key roles, Hoff, LD, Sniper, that sort of thing. But what it comes down to is just the fragging power, and Denial has that in spades.
I wanted to say that earlier, is that, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We're in Denial now. We were 5-on-5-0 before. We were Dead Stop before. Now it's Denial, but the same names, same faces, all working together to accomplish big things. But killing power has always been sort of the watchword of this group that's now Denial.
And
I don't talk about it enough.
Well.
Yeah, I was going to say that Denial flag's out, and actually they are going to be able to escort this because they killed all the guys who were guarding it. Vertical's going to move it into Fatty. That might not go so well. Remix is on his ass.
And looking on the stand here, it does look like Matten is going to get out with this as well, but he gets conked and instantly returns, so this is looking good for...
Not quite. Hatui had a
looking
regrab.
good for a moment there.
They had double cap, 2 directions, and Hatui managed to save the extra... Oh, lots of coverage on the guy
and both
moving
flags go home.
Yeah.
That was incredibly impressive by both
Whoa,
teams.
Quatra smiley faces out of Mukhtar. He's really feeling himself tonight.
That could be misconstrued as something entirely wrong right there.
Yeah, Alkalal saying ban, and Qualm wants some good manner in this match.
Yeah, well,
Actually,
I think Smiley
I'll always
Faces is good manners. I'm pretty sure smiling is good manners.
Tribes is nothing without drama, and
really
honestly, the in-game chat is really the major thing that I look for. I definitely saw Qualm complaining his Oxy was wearing off earlier before the match started.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to elucidate on what that's going to be about, but he definitely wanted things to get things going. Veer claimed he wanted 10 minutes of the 50 minutes grace they have. They were pretty fast, so I'm glad everyone's here. Jim Christ, the Nazi admin, is definitely repping his strength. His strength as a motivator to get the players here on time. No, because it's funny. Because Tribes players are never on time, but under the reign of Jim, they have been, which I'm very proud of. Matten again. He is in a medium. He's the only one running medium. There's no soldier capping coming out of Ego just yet. It's been Qualm dying with Pathfinder, and it's going to be a quick E-grab by Vertical to keep it from dying, but he's instantly killed. So... I say dying, so keeping the cap from going off, but again, a quick return and a 2-up for nothing in 5 minutes for Denial.
Yeah, this is it's not looking real great at the moment. As I said earlier, this comes down purely to fragging power. But you do see Vertical and Qualm setting up for a little bit of double capping here. Again, neither of them in Soldier, which is something that is kind of a staple of theirs, and Thomas B just killed himself with a freaking inventory station. Oh my god.
Did he do that because he wanted a new spawn, or did he do that because he wasn't watching?
I have no idea.
I want to talk about the setup. Vertical does get away with full HP, which is really important for Ego, because right now they're behind, and he's going to have a pretty good run coming home. It's a matter of, is the timing in place for Denial to stop this? The offensive run, I mean.
Oh,
he's slow.
It's going to be... They might be able to get it.
Mukhtar, no!
We have
totally robbed.
We have seen him rob and he comes out with the easy. There we go. The trash talk that you were looking for is right there. but we have seen Mukhtar rob so many caps from people, and just turn it around for the game. We have seen that time and time again. But here goes Madden.
While we're talking about that, Matten, moved away with the medium, and he's going to be, again, coming home in a matter of 10-15 seconds. So they really haven't had enough momentum to stop this. Again, another Madden cap, 3-0. The next capper comes in, dies on Veer's fat body with that brute shield. That's a brute shield. He's playing brute on the flag.
You'll find that while we're in this sort of a reset right now, both teams are pretty much on their respective sides of the fields. You'll find that Hoff is much more versatile than it used to be with the banning of mines and everything like that. You will see Jug Hoff, you will see Brute Hoff, and you will see Doombringer Hoff. You will see all three.
And Veer is the guy who repped Jug Hoff before it was even in vogue because of the mine ban. I want to ask you about the setup because both teams are running Infiltrator and Sentinel.
Right.
How important is that as far as you're concerned? I haven't not watched him enough to know if he's getting enough kills on Remix to stop the cappers, or let the cappers through. But what do you think is going on there?
It's definitely something that with the snipers that they have on these teams, Remix and Alkalaw respectively, they pretty much have to shut down the sniper, otherwise they won't even get to the stand. Both of them have such incredible capability of actually being able to spot the cappers and actually kill them, or at least cut their regen before they hit the stand, that if they're not dead, they will never hit the stand.
Speaking of, Remix just died to a Merv. There's no capper coming in quite yet for Ego, though, which is unfortunate timing.
Oh,
Matten caught the flag that was thrown away in the air just now, and he's threatening 4-0. I just don't see enough. Oh no, Qualm got away, so they actually is going to be close to a standoff unless they get that return. Veer caught it, though, in midair. Good catch by Veer. He's got a lot of support. It's probably going to be held into a real standoff. As long as Qualm can make it home safe.
Shottingham comes in with
Shottingham, Infiltrator, totally robbed them to make a little revenge for Mukhtar's steal just now. A few minutes ago.
I was hoping that he'd come out with a smiley face just to kind of throw it right back.
I wish he had, because if you're Ego, the smiley face is going to throw you
off.
A good
nice
catch by Syntax just now, really important. They're all crashing right now. He's surrounded. He's needing lots of help from his team. He goes down to chain bullet fire.
Wow,
Vertical saves
nice
it.
Save.
Excellent. And Alkalaw wants it. Oh, but another Mukhtar move puts it back on the stand. That is really too bad for Ego. That was one of their best sequences so far.
Yeah, and it's something that I find that with Egocentric, I don't know if this is just a trend, but it seems like they have sort of a ramp-up time. Like, the first map that they play, they don't really play to their full potential. So I'm hoping that that is what's going on here. They're just sort of getting into their groove, feeling out their opponent, and then on map 2, we'll see them really swing back in full force. But, with that being said...
And that's not uncommon, yeah.
But with that being said, we've got 16 minutes left here on this map, and,
Which is lots of time.
Yeah, so there's lots of time left, and it could easily turn around.
One thing, though, is that evenly matched teams don't tend to have these big power shifts as much. The Shrike, the vehicle thing might be an issue, but Denial's in the lead right now, so it won't really change it that much. Matten has changed the Pathfinder. He's coming in from the right and does get away with full HP. Again, the killing power of Denial just totally shuts the defense down when they come for that crush, or that crushing.
And if you look up on the hill up there, Mukhtar was right on. Oh wow, nice. Looks like Ego has finally gotten things sort of organized, because if you look at the Denial stand right now, it's completely covered with blue. So they finally...
The problem is, Syntax had to go the opposite way into the Denial guys. The flag is down.
Both flags are right next to each other. That's great. You don't see this very often right here. So yeah, it's but I mean, you look at all the blue that's coming across the field. They're really playing this careful, which is definitely a smart move on the part of Denial.
They realize they need more offense. That could be.
Well, I mean, literally there is there's blue all over the field, and there's more blue coming, more Ego guys coming across the field, just trying to get the crash on there, and the flag is out.
I mean, mad respect to Ego, because Denial does not want to give this away. They're actually holding it, trying to get to their stand safely, but they can't because they respect the fact that Ego could kill them as they approach. Now they're starting to move there, but the crash has been non-stop for the last 30 seconds.
Yes!
He does get it away to buy more time for his team. Will there be a kill, though, from Shottingham? He's coming in Infiltrator right now. Hitui stops Qualm, though. So that's going to be...
him and 4-0. But nice grab by Qualm there. Literally last instant to get through there, and he was actually en route as well. So... Egocentric definitely playing right on that edge right there, but they definitely knew what they could do.
They do need, though, because even though they've ramped up, they still lost a conversion point, and that means that it's not yet enough. They really need to get more pressure on Denial, or they're just going to keep the same thing happening. Which happens is Denial comes in, their killing power decimates the Ego stand, the flag is moved, and they don't have that same thing happening. They almost did a minute ago. They almost stopped, Veer and his posse. But there was enough pressure falling on the Denial stand right then that you saw the flag get moved, and then Syntax had to go the opposite way to the Denial vehicle pad and lose it there because they were just getting chained down.
And something funny that just happened, I just followed this just because it made me laugh. Qualm was coming in on a route, the one that he is on right now, and
there he goes.
Takes out Veer. But he is down, and that is going to go home pretty easy. Veer decided to pull a... I can never keep them straight. It's I think it's Muji who's the Hoff, because there's Muji and there's Mog. One's a Kappa, one's a Hoff. So it's really hard to keep them straight, especially when they're facing each other.
Let me guess. Muji runs Doombringer Missile?
He does. And Veer pulled a page from his book, and he put 2 missiles on Qualm as he was coming in, and it was.
And I saw he was damaged when he arrived. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was what he did right there. He had 2 missiles coming in on him, and that was. It's always annoying to see that, but he doesn't really need the chain on the stand, so might as well run the heavy bolt launcher and the saber launcher, shut down any high routes.
By the way, Ego has repaired their base, and the first strike of the game is out in the plans of Pliff. He may go for either harassing the stand and threaten a grab. By the way, Qualm is away, but he's slow in medium. Finally changed to medium because he wanted that extra HP. They're currently fighting off Thomas B. Ends up losing it to Remix's snipe. Oh, but Thomas B kills vertical. Ends up putting it back. That's too bad.
Oh god, he lodged the Shrike into the base, and then it flew up.
Oh, that's too bad. That's a loss of all those credits they just stored up.
And in this, you're gonna get maybe 2 more Shrikes out in the entire course of the game. So there goes a potential point.
By the way, Denial is out killing Ego a little bit, but not as much as I would have thought. They actually are not too badly spaced out in terms of the money they've made.
And yeah, I mean, but it's something that it's not so much of the number of kills, but how you utilize the kills.
Definitely, when it happens matters, definitely.
Right, and that's the thing that Denial really has set up nicely is they may not be killing a lot of people, but they're killing them at the right times.
Bojingle Bell's slow across the front. I don't know if he's going to get anywhere. He's getting a little low. There's the snipe from Alkalol. I usually talk about strategy a lot, and I don't emphasize killing power, but killing power is something that's not talked about enough, I think, because it is very important to what plays get made, because if the guy is dead, he can't make any plays. Exactly. Here's Pliff on the stand, too clear for Simtex, who gets away with a sliver, but quickly is dispatched by Mr. Remix on the hill.
Yeah, and
or I should say on the base.
And we do have Qualm coming in on a back to front, so they were trying to. Oh wow, what is Qualm doing? He just took a completely different tact on that, and he's going to try and field grab this, but he's on the wrong side of the aqueduct, so that's pretty much
almost.
A moot point.
He wanted that from Thomas, but a waste. It's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, field grabs obviously are an uphill battle just to start with, and not very likely against a competent defender.
Yeah,
but sometimes the defender will leave it out there. They'll leave it out there, and they'll regret it because it'll be gone, and they can't catch up at all. So it just depends on what happens.
Yep, and
it's always playmakers.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of those. Shottingham and Mukhtar being the big ones here. But look at Qualm. That's got to suck right there. Thomas B went out, camped his route, put 1 bullet in him, called it a day.
Yeah, I mean, there was a Tribes 2 team called playmakers because it's such an important aspect of the game. Whether you make the play when you need to, in the exact moment you have to, because otherwise the flag is gone.
Right.
Another lost flag on the Denial stand. Shottingham wants it, but I just don't see him getting away.
Oh.
It's another comp from Thomas B. Thomas B's been doing work for his team today.
And Thomas
they're
was...
trying to walk it home, but still, look at all the pressure from Denial.
Yeah,
they say, no vertical, you are dead.
But if you look off in the distance, this may actually work out well. If Pliff can force this return, which he may be able to do, Qualm is coming in on a back to front.
No, unfortunately, Remix sniped him. He's so good.
And so that's going to be that. They are not.
Yeah,
they wanted
that. They wanted the timing to be so there was no one on the stand when Qualm came. That would be wonderful for them. But what's nice is they have stemmed the tide of Denial caps. It's been for another thing for a while now. So if they can get their offense in gear, then they're going to get some points. At the moment, though, Bojingle Bells is threatening the 5th point. There's a snipe from Alkalol to put it down. Shottingham, though, got it. Where is he going to go? He's going to be chased by Remix, which is obviously a problem. Snipers do a lot of damage no matter where they are.
Yeah, and he is, and there's the smiley face from Hui, of course. But it looks like we are going to go into a, this looks like it may go to a standoff if Simtex cannot get the return here.
Simtex versus Satui, can he get to it?
No.
He's killed. So that again, another...
Nope,
okay.
not happening.
That was gonna be what they killed Mukhtar, so Mukhtar cannot get that magic return. Mukhtar, I guess he reminds me of what's his name? Who's that guy who's got those crazy returns? I'll start with an M. Not Mavi, but
Mabel?
No.
I was gonna say Mabel. I don't think it ever really got a lot of sick returns, but
I forgot the name. I'll think of it later, and I'll feel embarrassed.
And then you'll shout it out, and I'll be like, what?
What are you talking about? But yeah, so we haven't had a standoff quite yet. There was a sort of a half standoff earlier, but this is a real stable standoff. Yep. So again, it's going to be who can deathmatch better, who can support their team better, and then those critical moments of do you shoot the flag in the correct direction at the split second you need to, otherwise you lose it. Because one-touch returns are pretty punishing for the defenders.
They are indeed, and it does look like the Denial guys have been the ones who have set up earlier, and Hootie Shoops, who is their Hoff, is already in trouble. He is going to go down here momentarily, and this thing may be going home right here. And nice save
by Simtex and his buddy Alkalal. And it's going to be back to square one for the Denial push. Meanwhile, Remix looks like he's going to be fine.
Qualm is still here. He just nailed them with a Merv, and Qualm's
he's outnumbered though.
He is outnumbered,
and
but
he's slow and fat, you know.
He is fat.
Slow and fat is hard. Yeah. He got killed. No, he's going to go down. I'm afraid.
Yeah, he is.
So he almost kills Tui, but then he's got a lot of bullets at him. The HP bar shrunk like a rabbit in heat. At the speed of. Okay, so
very
Cliff
good.
passes off to Hootie Shoops. They're being jammed, actually, which is kind of nice. It makes it easier.
You know, typically you do see a Raider jammer on defense these days, and interesting to note, both Infiltrators are not running Sonic Punch just because they figure their killing power is more effective rather than the Sonic Punch.
Hootie Shoops, almost went down to Matten. Beer is on offense, actually. That's unusual.
Yeah, and
Beer is actually skiing.
This may spell disaster for Ego right here. This is not looking real good, and Simtex down to a sliver.
Beer's chain is deadly, but he does end up dying before Syntax does. How much HP does he have?
He had
42.
He had 42. Yep.
Not a lot. One bullet would have done for him.
Yep.
Hatui's being chased by 3 guys. Can he get away? That's going to be hard.
Here we go.
This is conked.
This is an opportunity.
There we go. Gets it. Oh, this could be, but there's no one on the stand to defend. That's a real problem holding up the vehicle pad. If you're not on the stand to convert, that's going to happen to you.
Yep.
The conk misses on Bojingle Bells, so this might end up being go back to a standoff, or maybe even some kind of a mix-up if they end up losing it in the shuffle, or in the conversion or the transition part.
And Qualm was coming in for the hero return with the Ivan tag. I think we should just call them tags. I think we should call them by their tags from here on out, just on the Ego side, just to make it a little more difficult for us.
For myself.
And a beautiful return.
That is probably going to be an easy 5-0, because I don't see anyone in range to stop the Jingle Bells. There we go.
5-0.
And speaking of 5, we only have about 5 to 6 minutes left of time, which is a real problem for Ego, because they don't have the momentum they need to really get those points. They can use this time to probably stabilize what they're doing and like figure out where they're right up against walls, because they're not going to stop playing. Obviously, they're going to keep going out.
Right.
You know.
But
call them again
on
another route.
Yeah, and the remix has
they
already
do know
spotted
numbers
him.
are against them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
the chances of them winning are not very good.
Yeah, I mean they have to. Oh, nice attempt at a redirect there, but with Matt out on this thing, this is pretty much the nail in the coffin right here. Qualm is the only one that's even near this stand. And there he goes.
And now he's dead.
And that's the 6 cap right there, and that is the nail in the coffin right there.
Really, what happens is I see so much teams will, because you saw it was 4-0 for a long time. Ego was stable. They weren't losing points, but they weren't getting what they needed. And it could be also match style and team composition, but sometimes you see when that thing happens, the turning point, the 5th cap, you can't win. Then you start falling apart. I've seen it so many times.
Well, and at this point, it's something where I would say, basically just don't let Denial get the 7th cap. At least hold on to the
pride,
honor. Yeah, the pride.
Mukhtar wants this infiltrator grab actually to try and close it out. Will he get it?
And he. And actually, I do want to point something out. Hootie Shoops is actually, he's someone that Ego picked up from the 24/7 Stonehenge server. He was just a random Hoff that was doing really well, and he has proven to be worth his weight in gold, even when he's
I've heard that story so many times. People picked up in pickup games or even pubs. They'll see good players and they recruit them. the good
and
teams
nice,
will.
nice mid-air conk by Thomas B right there. That was pretty slick. I love when that shit happens.
Another thing I want to say is the only strike in the game has been Egos. There was no Veer strike this game. The
Well,
denial doesn't need it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is right there, and a nice butt block by Hootie Shoops on Matten right there. But yeah, I mean, it's something that they, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. That's exactly the mentality that they're running, and, so far it's gotten them 6 caps and lost them none, so...
Good point. Good point. Vertical. Actually, no. They're gonna do it anyway. They don't need it, but there it is.
Yeah. So
just because
it's
Tatooine, not Veer.
Yeah.
But, they can afford it. Spend the money. Whatever.
I kind of approve with putting Hatui in there rather than Veer. I think Veer is much stronger on the stand, and he's just too valuable to take off there. To be completely honest.
Point taken.
Having a strong Hoff is it's invaluable. But here comes Qualm, and. It looks like Mukhtar has switched to Tech D. They're going straight up Troll Fest right at the end of here.
Well, not Troll Fest. They don't need to do anything. They have already won the game essentially. They can do whatever they want. Well, I don't want to say whatever they want, but they can double down on defense and not actually attack. They don't have to.
Yeah, that's true.
The impetus is it's required for Ego to attack, not denial.
Right.
Hatui. I was watching Hatui repair his strike. He has nothing better to do. He can do what he wants at this point.
Yeah, and
the ball's in their court.
Yeah, I mean it's something that.
And that's something you don't see every day. Good games at 2.5 minutes left.
Well,
because they already
it's coming
know.
from Mukhtar though. I mean, but that's the one thing is Mukhtar is. I'm just gonna leave that thought right there and not finish it.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Everyone can fill in the blank.
Yep.
Whatever Mukhtar you think he is, he is.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is here.
It's like a Mad Lib.
With the playoffs, Actually, I guess that doesn't really matter. That's just the group stage. Never mind. I'm gonna drop that thought too.
What is the outcome of this game? Whoever wins, who do they face next?
Okay, so whoever wins this match right here goes on to the.
Wow, Eagle's not done. They're actually trying to cap. They're walking this home with a lot of escorts.
And they may actually get it. Pliff is looking a little rough though.
I mean, you can't fall on the job denial. You can't let them cap. That's just embarrassing. If you let them cap after all that.
Oh, nice conk by Veer right there, but just unfortunately a little too late.
They might cap this. They really fell on the job. Denial's going to let them cap this. Either they let them cap it, or they just didn't realize.
Drop the ball. But
you can't let a team like Ego do whatever they want. They're going to cap on you. Period.
Well, and the thing. Oh, nice stop by Hootie Shoops right there. But the thing
I
is,
saw Madden coming in. Yeah.
The thing is with this is if you give them the one cap, even if you gave them the cap, it boosts their confidence. So you're already empowering your opponent, and that's something that in a game like Tribes, mindset is very important. So
which is why I said earlier people fall apart because they're getting demoralized. But even if they didn't mean to give the cap away, if they intentionally gave the cap away, they may not realize that Ego will think they did it not on purpose.
Right.
And Ego's going to think these guys are bad. I'm going to beat them. That's all. The Tribes players think that way. Again, another one's lose. What are they doing? What is denial? Is it on purpose that they're letting these caps go through? Or are they just not playing tight because they've won the game already?
Well, that one got out actually pretty clean. Simtex was very low when he did get off the stand, but he did the aqueduct bounce route, and he just came through nice and clean and got it through midfield to Qualm. But unfortunately, couldn't convert.
Thomas B knows what's up. He would actually stop that. He didn't just sit around doing nothing. He actually let it, made sure it came back. Qualm has gotten enough time to convert this on the front to back, but he got off the stand. Really, there's not been a lot of action out of denial in the last 5 minutes because they're in relaxation mode. We won the game. We can just chill now. Is that really wise? Do you think?
No. I think they should have. I think they should have gone for the 7th cap and just basically called it a game. I think it would have been better overall, just because it's something where if you cap out your opponent, it's going to be something that is going to affect
it's a much
for the
stronger
rest of
psychologically.
The game. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Speaking of that, what's the next map?
Well, after the server crashes.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So next map, I believe, is Drydock. Yes, it is. So it's going to be another, cluster-heavy map, basically. And, from what we saw last game, that's probably going to favor Denial. Again, it's something that on a map like Drydock, if you lose control of your base, which is inevitably going to happen, you're going to start letting the chain grabs go out again and again and again. And, with inf grabs, as powerful as they are, that's really going to be a problem for Ego if they can't stop that. And, they're gonna have their stand owned for, at least some portion of the game. So it's gonna be a rough one for them. But they need this one. They really need this one to keep it moving right here.
Talk to me about Drydock, because it's not set up the way Arcs is with the high ground advantage for the defenders. My attack on Drydock has always been, it's got the giant landmass that separates into 2 lanes of attack. A lot of Tribes players don't like that because they're not used to it in a Tribes map setup. What do you think are the important points on that map?
The important point, the biggest important point, is actually the back hill. Basically, you control the back hill. You pretty much control the entirety of your enemies, not only their defense, but also to an extent their offense, because you control that back hill. You're going to be able to see every single one of their spawns. So you will see the capper spawn. You'll be able to call them out, and then your defense automatically knows where they're coming from. At the very worst, 25 seconds out. So they have those, 20 seconds to kill any offense that is pushing into clear, and basically say, okay, we cleared the offense. There's the capper. Let's kill him. And that's going to be the thing that you're going to see Denial do, is they're going to own that back hill. And
are we returning to the same server?
That would be my assumption. Jim, can you confirm / deny that?
Or waiting on that answer.
And we got our answer. Yes, we are going back to the same server, so you can join off me if you would like.
I actually have already done that.
Okay.
But about Drydock, so do you see snipers snipe on that hill then? Because I've seen people do this thing where at the later stages of when I was watching the game closely, people would have a sniper, which is a pretty important role overall in this team size, and they would defend the sniper so the sniper wouldn't get killed for free. And then, so you might think to yourself, based on what you said, the sniper will be on that hill and they defend that spot from there.
Right. And that's something that you do see fairly often. You will actually see the LD pretty much hugging close to the sniper, basically until they get a spot on the capper, and then they will, depending on, obviously the situation, they'll push out to the, any of the O that's coming in, or they'll just go straight to the stand, depending on the duration that they have to, from when the capper's going to be coming in. So, if
interesting to me how that map's evolved over time.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the things that we see that is very prominent on that map is inf slides. And, basically you just use that back hill.
For sure.
Hence why you control the back hill, so that you can do that, and you've got that upper edge on them. They're going to be looking forward, like, pretty much everyone does, or at least to the sides. But, you take care of that back hill, and that's something it's another 90 degrees of your vision that you have to really pay attention to, because, you put a jug on the back hill, and you've got mortars or MIRVs raining down on you, or even a raider with a grenade launcher, and they're going to make your lives hell. So,
I even feel like that was the map that actually got Imp Slide speed banned, in terms of the stealth speed cap limit.
Yeah, because it was what, like 300 back in the day, something like that.
I don't know. I just know that map, it's very effectual on that map, and that's probably the map we saw in a competition being streamed. That was why they ended up putting the limit on the stealth for the infiltrator.
Whoops, I went to the wrong server, my bad. Hopefully, have they started yet?
We can only hope that they have. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jim would have said something.
Flipped out?
Yeah, he would have been
You never know.
What the hell are you guys doing? Get in here. I think we'll probably be okay. No, Jim, it's okay. We're getting in the server right now, so yeah, we're good. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah, we got in here just in time. Literally, the map is starting its countdown right now. We've got 180 seconds, so no worries whatsoever.
Even more time talking about Drydock.
Exactly.
Let's talk about who is the MVP for that last map on Arcs, do you think? Your opinion.
Oh,
both teams. One for each.
One for each. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with Shottingham for Zato, and I'm going to go with
for Zato. For Ego.
I know. I just had to say Zato just for the hell of it, and I'm gonna go with Thomas B for Denial eSports.
I was impressed with Thomas B. Does he have another name?
He used to, I believe he used to actually be the capper for them, and when Fire left, they had a huge void to fill,
Sure, yeah.
with their chaser being gone, and Thomas.
Fire's funny because I always see Fire talking about how he was the best chaser ever, and etc.
I mean, it's something that he can pretty much, he can still pretty much boast that. But Thomas has really stepped up to the plate, and he has really fell into the LD role. And he does really good work. It's something where if the Hoff does happen to go down, he's usually there. Wow, thank you, Alkalol.
Yeah, let's not talk
yeah,
about that. But
yeah.
the thing I want to say is, with snipers and LD both, having experience as a capper actually really helps you out because
exactly.
you're going to know everything about what the opposition's going to be doing.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is basically my opinion of
Sorry, I'm laughing at Jim.
Yeah, I'm laughing at Jim
watch
too.
the language.
Yeah, but my opinion is, basically everyone on your team should know at least they should know how to run the routes, and at least in a like a public setting they should be able to run the routes. And the primary reason behind that is you know exactly where you're supposed to be looking for any sort of spots, and it's just something that's, as you said, Thomas B being being a capper as he was, and we actually see him cap a lot in pugs, so I do know he can cap. But it's something that it's a very good tool to have.
Confirmed by Helemar, certified, approved. but what was I gonna say? Something about I lost my train of thought. Oh well.
Oh well, it happens a lot. We'll get back to it at some point.
Tribes is complicated.
It's
complicated.
So rundown of the rosters.
Go ahead.
We got 30 seconds to go.
Okay.
Have at
well, on Denial, we have Veer TW from Tribal War, Bojingle Bells, Mukhtar as Puni Natcha, Thomas B, the Capper LD, Remix, the Deadly Sniper, Hatui. Remix always kills me, Infiltrator in public games. I don't know what that's about. Hatui and Matten. Hatui, the smiley face guy. Matten from the British colonial beautiful empire.
Wow. On the other side, for Egocentric, we've got Video P, Hootie Shoop, Psycho, Alkalol, GMC Pliff, Zato Shottingham, Ivan Qualm, Sweetness Vertical, and Master Simtex. It sounded like they were really stacking the teams right there.
It's as if they've brought the spirits of those players with them to give them strength and yield them results. Remix draws first blood. Who's surprised?
And it was on Qualm. Definitely not surprised.
Qualm has not had a good game tonight. He's really been being shut down every turn. The sniper fire is just crazy up here on the top hill. Both directions are being pelted with bullets. Yeah, Shottingham can't even get past a 2E to attack with.
And if you look
now he just slipped by. Go ahead.
If you look on the back hill, Alkalol is indeed camping that, and Bojangles was heading up there, but he ran down to the stand. I imagine that Matten is coming in, and he is indeed. But even Hatui is pushing up to Alkalol as well because he knows that Alkalol has to go down. And there we go. He pushes him off the back hill.
Well, Bojingle Bells actually got killed by Hootie Shoops. Here's Matten right now. Totally outnumbered on the stand. Instant return by the big fatty. Meanwhile, the other flag was moved over the hill but did not make it halfway before it was returned by the big chasing squad of Thomas B and his fellows.
And here comes Shottingham with an imp slide indeed. Looks like he kind of bailed out of it.
He bails out, yeah.
Probably a good choice. Didn't have really
Well, the base isn't even down yet.
Yeah.
He had to go to the base first.
Well, and that...
He would never gotten past the turret at 170, you know?
Yeah, probably not. But the other thing was he just didn't have anyone in midfield, so there'd be no one to receive, and Thomas would have had the return. So a good call on Shottingham's part. Right
what are Thomas's perks? Where did he go? I was going to say that Rage Lightweight's chasing is really strong.
And you'll find most LDs will have, probably 2 or 3, maybe even 4 loadouts that they'll switch between in any given game based on the situation. So, yeah, Rage Lightweight is something that you'll see a lot of them running. And the other one is, you'll see them running Quick Draw and a nice, wow, a nice preempt right there with Hootie Shoops. He actually saw Mukhtar coming. He felt the disturbance and the force, and he shot as he was coming in. But
the footsteps.
The footsteps.
The footsteps are OP.
But yeah, so they'll run Quick Draw, and someone will run Safety Third. Some there's a few different loadouts, but they'll basically have a loadout, a sort of suicide path loadout that they'll run.
Yeah.
To just splatter any of the incoming offense, and then they'll when they're like the capper's like 10 seconds out, a lot of them will just suicide out, respawn, get back to the stand, be there for the conk.
Thomas B has the range quick draw variation right now. What happened?
Oh, Matten, he almost got hit by an inventory station as he was starting his route. It's been rampant the last few days that we've seen people almost getting hit by inventory stations or getting hit by inventory stations.
Well, one actually got hit by last game.
Yeah, there was one that, one got hit last game, and then in an EU game...
Who shoots outnumbered on the stand? He might lose the flag. We'll see. Here comes the Mukhtar slide.
And actually, I do know Matten is coming in from somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe
I lost track of him. Oh, a conk on Mukhtar by Simtek's is going to stop that. Good move by him. And meanwhile, the flag was moved by Qualm, so he's going to be over the hill and out of line of sight.
And
lots of taunting from Alkalal.
Well, he is.
This could be an easy point for Ego. I don't see anybody able to stop this fight besides Tatui. He doesn't even get there in time.
And
he's totally outmaneuvered. Wow, they totally crushed the crash. There wasn't even a crash from Denial, really, to speak of.
Yeah, that was, and this is something that, this could be going back to the one cap that they gave up on Arcs. I mean,
almost two.
Now it's something that
his ego feels good right now.
Yeah, they
know they're
up
strong
one
enough.
cap, and this is something where they're definitely feeling better on this map than they felt on Arc. So
you think about it, this is two caps in a row for Ego, with none scored by Denial, which is really good momentum mentally.
Yeah, that is true.
Here's Matten really high in the air. It's a snipe from Alkalal though. That's gonna put him down to half. Hoodoo Shoops is having trouble though with Jingle Bells. What's gonna happen on the stand? Oh, 1v1. He actually loses it.
And
he was really almost 3v1.
Yeah, and Hoodoo Shoops did actually get the kill on that. So last second toss.
Very attentive Hoff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's worth his weight in gold to say the least. But I'd like to see what Qualm did.
This is funny because when you field a flag that's loose, you have a lot of free defense time where you can move the flag around physically. Mukhtar wants to get the back slide going down, but he's got to wait because it's not going to be returned right away. He went up there like 10 seconds ago. He's still waiting.
And I believe Qualm has already been sniped out by Remix, so he is. Yep, he was going on a high, and now he's on a low. So just really quite brutal. But there we go.
Vertical actually got the. I guess he ghosted him. He's very low, but it will be landing in the arms of his fellows on the hill. Pliff is I almost said GM Sizzle. It's Pliff, not GMC. Meanwhile, Mukhtar's slide ended up going through, and he is about halfway home. Throws it away. Oh, the other defender got killed, but Mukhtar has to turn around. It's going to be awkward for him. Pliff is going to be arriving in the midst of a really kind of grody crash with Denial, but he's got a lot of support. I think he'll be okay.
And this is the time that I wish I had two cameras. Just because
it's hard, yeah.
This is
the two locuses of action.
Yeah, and it's something that looks like things have stabilized on both sides, and we are going to be heading into a standoff right here. So
a minute ago, I would have said that this is ironic because Ego's ahead, and now Denial has to make a move. But a standoff's what they want. They're good at standoffs. Killing power is very important in those.
Exactly. And that's the thing is, this is like you said, this is good for Denial. I mean, it's something
they don't mind the situation. They're not pressured by this.
And it's something
even though they
will
have to make a move, yeah.
Right. I mean, they are the ones who have to initiate this, but Denial is one of those teams that
they'll feel okay.
Yeah, they're not going to feel pressured by just 1 point. If it was 3 or 4 points, they might feel the the strangle, but they're
it can get in you a little bit in the back of your mind. You're behind, but I think they'll be okay with the standoff. They're alright with that. Yeah. Mukhtar is up here looking at Hoodoo Shoops and Sidex. Hoodoo Shoops, by the way, wisely changed to medium for a little bit of mobility to avoid those conk grenades. They're actually surrounded right now. They're 2v3 on the top of the hill. And loses the flag. Matten's almost going to return, but it's killed. And Alkalal saves at the last second. Good move by him. He's might be able to kill the Jingle Bells, but he's actually outnumbered again. Hatui lost the flag. There's no one to support.
And
it's apparently
both are going to go home, it looks like.
Simtek, no, Simtek almost saves it. But Jingle Bell saves it. So actually, you're right. It did resolve in the favor of, well, no one. So back to square one.
Well, that's a win for Egocentric though, because that still leaves them up 1 point.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, any standoff that ends in a tie for whatever team is up points they're going to be coming out ahead on that. So it's.
I think they had a better chance to convert actually based on what I just saw. If they just killed Jingle Bells instead of letting it go, that would have been, I think, 2. I don't think they would have been able to stop it.
Yeah, probably not.
A lot of momentum was lost during that string of events.
But at the same
Here's
time...
a Tui. He's going to slide right in to attack Alkalal. But Jingle Bells is already in place, so they're going to look for this Infiltrator slide again, I think.
And
how's Qualm doing?
Qualm?
Palm and Vertical.
That's a lovely question.
Vertical's looking to heavy again. He's not going to be ghosting Qualm anymore.
And it doesn't
Where
look
is
like...
Qualm? Oh, there he is. He just now started. There's the Infiltrator grab I was talking about.
Yep, and he's got one snipe in him already. And oh, he's getting chewed up pretty good here. It's looking pretty bad, but on the other
Problem is he's
side,
pretty close to home. Yeah. They need some momentum on the. They need
Come
some
on,
offense.
Shottingham. Oh, here it comes.
Oh, no!
Nice pass, and it's gonna get capped, and they do tie it up.
And that's bad for Ego because they had that advantage. Now they've lost it. It's now back to square one.
Yeah, and rather than going for the hero kill there, Shotting really should have gone for the E grab just to keep it in play because they did have some crash coming in.
Much better start for Ego though than we had last map. Here's Qualm coming from the left as you face the Ego base.
Mm-hmm.
He bails out for vertical though. Very sneaky move. He actually had a crossing route. I love that kind of stuff. Crossing routes to confuse the defense.
This is something. He's
right in front of him though. That's too bad. He had no support right at the moment he needed it. Otherwise, it would have gone to his base. There's another infiltrator grabbing Mukhtar. He's got full HP. Slowly going down. He's a little slow in the midfield, but the chasers are so fast it should be going home pretty easily.
Yep.
Who Shoots is not hoffing. Who Shoots has changed to Pathfinder. Why has he done that, do you think?
He just he saw the flag go out. He died early enough that he could swap to Path and get on the chase. And
okay, now he's back in Hoff. You're right.
They shifted someone off to the stand. Alkali probably went to stand so that there wouldn't be
another regrab. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So that's something you'll see a lot of the good Hoffs do. They'll know exactly the amount of time they have to shift
vertical.
out.
By the way, on the denial side, has put an inventory down, and he's going to be pelting Veer and his other guys on that stand, which is going to force Thomas to come up there. Like on the high ground disadvantage and try and work his way up there.
And he almost kills Remix with that Merv right there.
Yeah, it's almost. He's very low.
And
let's see what's Remage running.
So they're sliding in.
Okay, Remix has changed from sniper to try and defend this because they're actually hammering the stand pretty hard.
This is looking good. This is looking really good right here.
Pliff's gonna have a slow medium slide to try and walk it home. Meanwhile, another Matin grab in medium though is about as fast. So. I'm not sure this is going to work. Matin is going to be having nose high scores, whereas Eagle guys are going very slowly.
Matin killed Shottingham, so yeah.
Which slows down the escort home. And there's not a lot of support coming in now. Veer is actually on Pathfinder chase, just like you were saying a minute ago with Hootie Shoops, who, by the way, is holding the flag right now. Another one coming in from behind. It's going to be, looks like 2v3 if they... No, one went by. It's going to be 2v2. They're getting kind of low. Cliff almost uses it to Mukhtar, but they kill him right in the head. And Remix is surrounded. What's going to happen here? Vertical's chaining him down. He's the last one alive. Throws it away. Shottingham wants this return so bad. Infiltrator. Can they see him? Do they know where he's there? He's looking for it.
It's not going to matter. Yep, they're going to clean
another
up.
Standoff. So if Ego can resolve this the way they wanted to last time, we'll be back to the way it was before at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and you know, that would be ideal, but it's something that, you know, as things have gone so far, it seems like the advantage that Ego gained right at the beginning as far as their momentum and their mentality is getting slowly sapped away by these standoffs. I think they're starting to realize there is a bit of a difference in terms of the coordination and killing power.
I don't know. I think Ego knows that they're a good team. They're not going to think, oh, I'm a second-string team.
No, they're definitely a good team, but you know, it's something that Denial does have just an incredible lineup. Basically, every single person on their team, they would be
very strong. Yeah,
it'd be hard pressed to take them one-on-one.
Well, but it's not one-on-one. It's going to be a team game, and that's the important thing here in a standoff. Is it's not really dueling as much as it is going to be focus fire, calling targets, making sure that you support your guys. They've actually wiped out the most recent push that Denial had. It's just between duels now, and Matin coming in outnumbered. So as long as they can hold down the fort down, they can. Again, they almost got that second point to make it 2-0 earlier. It just didn't happen. But Jingle Bells made a good play.
And looks like on the other side they are in trouble, but a really nice punt here.
It went far, but it's going to come home, I think. It might come home. No, Remix misses it. He misses it. It's going to go home. But there's no one in the stand. That's the problem with not holding it on the stand for the conversion. I like to hold it closer to the flag personally, just my own preference. But there's problems with that too. You don't have the high ground advantage either.
But there we go. Alkali just popping some shots off right there, and right now this is up to the Denial.
As long as they fall back and defend, this could be a point for Ego to get that advantage back. But again, the Denial crash was so strong. Matin stole it away, robbed them completely. It's back to 1-1.
And
and we're at halftime now, 12.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and the thing that Denial did there that was really good is they split up the Ego team very nicely, so that what they had to do is they had to make a choice on whether they wanted to cover the stand or the flag carrier, and they split it up just a little too thin, and the flag carrier ended up just having a little too few people with him, and they just forced that, and Matten got that nice little return that he did there.
Well, when you've got both flags, when you're controlling both of them, you should be able to have enough guys to handle both of them at the same time, as long as you're really attentive to what's happening. Because the crash is going to be coming fast and furious, but you're going to outnumber them because offense takes longer to get there. So as long as you're really careful, you saw how careful that Denial was during that one standoff. They walked like an inch a minute to get back to the stand because they were waiting for the crash to get broken up by their defense.
Yep.
As long as everyone falls back, you can do it, but you have to be very deliberate and patient about it. And Ego rushed to get the flag under control, and they lost their carrier for it.
Well, and part of that was, obviously they were different situations since they actually had control of both flags, but in this situation the flag was on the stand. But looking over here, looks like they are... Oh, there should be a route coming in. Yeah, there is. Matten doing a little scrambler capping. Oh,
scrambler! An excellent play by Syntax to stop that. A good conk instant return. And he actually kills Matten. Oh no, Matten killed himself. Never mind.
And yeah, I would like to... I haven't really seen a whole lot of actual routes, except for that first one that that Qualm got out with. That's like the only one that's actually been a genuine route that was a caps so far this game. Everything else has been cluster play or inf grabs.
I really feel like Matten is the one repping medium capping today and not Ego.
I would definitely agree with that, and it's usually the other way around.
Even say that Flip is the one running medium right now. He's actually halfway home. He's a little bit of support, but he should be okay. Ends up punting it. Will Thomas B get there in time? Looks like it's not going to be a point. That's too bad. They were too busy with all that pressure on the stand to get to it.
And there should be a capper coming in. Yep, sure enough.
It is Matten in Pathfinder. And they've owned the stand. That's going to be gone.
Oh.
Another conk by Pliff to stop that. Wow. So many good plays by Ego players tonight to stop all this. I mean, it's like little things that Ego are doing, totally stopping a whole, offensive rush by Denial. And Calm is out with a sliver. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. He does put through his teammates.
Mukhtar's there. Oh, I saw that coming.
Mukhtar, invisible return mid-air, and there's a smelly face copying his buddy Tui to just get under his... Syntax says something I won't repeat.
Yeah,
probably
a good choice not to, but yeah, it's...
Syntax replied to the smiley face, let's say that much.
Yes, he did indeed.
He had some words. He had some words about that. So yeah, mid-air catches on returns are not easiest thing to pull off, and Mukhtar positioned himself perfectly for that one.
Yeah, and
a lot of practice, I'm sure.
We've seen Mukhtar do that probably a dozen times over the over this series and the last one, and they've always been either they've been where he starts opening up with knives and horribly murders someone, or he just is in the right place at the right time, which he often finds himself in.
The reason I was talking about the game in terms of Ego is because they are the ones behind a map. If they lose this map, they are out. So we want to see... We like to see series go 3 games. We might not in this case, because Denial is doing a very good job. But right now, it's tied. It's so close. Like this game could swing either way at any moment. We only have 9 minutes left. We're really running out of time to see any kind of momentum shift. It's so even, so tight right now, I don't know how to call it. Yeah, it could be a play by Ego, it could be a play by Denial that makes it swing one way or the other. Go ahead.
It's definitely something that Ego has really, they've really shown what they can do this map as opposed to the last one. They
just now, Syntax killed Matten as he was coming in and left them with no capper. So they had to try to walk it away, they lost it. So Ego is really playing really strong defense. But their offense has been running up against the wall of Veer and Thomas B and Remix. I just want to see them make a really concerted effort to do what Denial's been doing, which is totally own the stand and get away with it. But Jingle Bells, instant return by Syntax. Just incredible stuff. Like, the defense has been so good this game on both teams.
Yeah,
one cap each after 12 minutes or whatever? No, 17 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, 17 minutes, and, it's something that, like you said, there has not been a whole lot of... Well, actually, there just hasn't really been a whole lot.
You were saying no roots.
Yeah, there's been basically no roots whatsoever, and, it's just because, the snipers are just, they're so damn powerful on this map, and it's something that Alkalal is, all he does is watch for, you know, the little flash on the other side of the map, and then he starts shooting. And there we go. He is shooting right now. So it's just something that, yeah, if you're gonna run routes, you gotta shut down the sniper. If you wanna cluster at home, you gotta own the stand. And you know, they gotta commit to one or the other. And right now, it doesn't seem like either team has really been able to break the hold that the other has had on their stands.
In the history of the map, it used to be that a sniper couldn't cover both lanes of attack.
Mm-hmm.
And they put a sniper limit down, and there's only one, so you can't do 2 snipers for one for each. But still, they're doing all this work because they're spotting them before they even start running the route.
Yep. And there we go. Bojangles coming in a soldier, and Matten was actually heading in as a route as well. So
he'll be behind him to be able to pick it up if he loses it, but at a distance, I think, a little bit.
But this is looking bad right here. I mean,
no, they got enough control to stand. They got the flag off a little bit. Oh, but Qualm goes down to Thomas B. Can Remix return it in time? He does. Where's the E-grab, Pliff? Come on, buddy, you're outnumbered. Shellingham's the only one left. Bojangles so low. Go for the return,
yeah,
go for the return.
This is definitely a time to go for the return. And a very nice toss. That was almost disastrous, but it was definitely the right choice.
The bounce is OP. Shellingham's going to go down. Vertical is very low. The crash is not going to be enough. I do believe they're going to time this return and make it 2-1. There's Denel pulling ahead for the first time this map. 6 minutes to go.
And this is something that right now the pressure has really gotten on for Egocentric. They are definitely feeling this because, like you said, you know, they lose this map and they are out. And Qualm here, he is finally running Soldier, something that we're a little more used to him running. And actually,
there's
Veer
the conk.
I'm not sure if Veer has actually switched out, but oh, look at this cluster right here. This probably not going to work actually.
A little grody.
Yeah.
A little grody. They do kill Veer. Qualm versus Thomas B and Mukhtar. Who will win? Looks like Mukhtar wins.
Yeah,
or no, sorry, Remix wins.
Denial
2 kills
wins.
there.
Denial wins regardless.
Denial's not won yet. They have to actually hold it down. They're only 1 cap up. 1 cap can be gone, you know, in a matter of moments in this game.
Especially on this map. I mean, you get the right slide in, you get the right route in, and you are out of line of sight. And here we go.
Oh man,
here
comes the power strike. Play. Here's the first strike, Katui.
And
what will he do with it? Will he go for a strike grab or will he just harass the enemy stand? Let's see.
Well, he'll probably wait until that thing gets lower and then he'll go for the grab. But it's definitely something that he is going to put some hurt on the Ego guys with this. So they're really going to have to dedicate some resources to taking care of it.
Veer is back to Jug, shooting mortars over at Vertical. He hasn't even arrived to his spot yet to attack. Thomas V versus Vertical. Vertical will kill him, but it's going to be they already know where he is. So they already have a chance to prevent him from getting a foothold. We will see. The suicide shotgun Pathfinder thing, is that still important, you think? Because I feel like you saw that Raider just destroy that Pathfinder just now. You can't really stop the whole offensive crash with just one.
No, you really can't, and it's something that's kind of fallen out of favor.
Pliff from the back, by the way.
But not going to matter.
They trade kills with Veer, and they both go down.
And another strike coming up. Apparently, the other one did go down already.
Well, they're rich; they can afford it.
That is true. But yeah, the suicide path with the shotgun, it's effective in some situations. Primarily when you're when the other team's offense is running a lot of heavy O, just because they are such a damn big target. But
yeah, that's true.
A lot of the meta has shifted to using you know, a lot of medium classes, i.e. Raider or Soldier, and you'll see a lot of times teams running basically like 2 soldiers or, you know, 2 Raiders and 1 infiltrator to clear, something like that.
Who do Shoops went down? Where's the capper? Could be Hatui.
Yep,
it's going to be Hatui.
And
so they're going to go try and make it 3-1 and make it impossible for Ego to win this map. They want the 2-0 victory in maps, but Alkalal says no. There's that really good conk and return. The strike is still airborne, though. Someone took it. Who is it?
It was Mukhtar, I think.
Mukhtar took the strike back in the air.
This is something funny. The last time we saw Mukhtar in a strike, let's go to Matten first, and then I'll...
Oh, no. Hoodie got in inventory and couldn't attack Matten for that second that he was grabbing the flag. But Vertical, good play by him to stop Matten from getting away.
So, yeah, the last time we saw Mukhtar in a strike, he picked it up, ran it into a wall, got away, and then ran it straight into the ground. So, and it was on this map too. So it's something that I actually made. I made a montage of all the casted things, and it was in the bloopers. And I said, "This is why we have driver's ed."
I do know that Mukhtar has had episodes in strikes. I was laughing actually at Matt asking what the hell hit me, and Vertical answering that it was me. They're fighting over this hill. They just got kill Remix. They're having so much trouble getting a foothold in this hill on the denial side. Ego really wants to control it, but they just did not move the flag. They've not moved the flag in the last 15 minutes, I want to say.
Yeah,
at least.
I think it's been about that amount of time. The flag really has not moved much past half or midfield for a large portion of the game. And it's
Thomas B and Remix have really been shutting them down really hard up here.
And it's something that they know exactly what will happen because they're doing it on the other side. They're owning the hill back there, and it's making it so that everything.
Now, here's something interesting. Qualm clearing for Pliff, but Pliff looks like a really bad hit. He's going to go down. Vertical catches it, but will he get home? I don't think so.
No, he's
pretty slow. It's pretty
slow.
awkward. Pretty awkward path to take to curve like that. He loses a lot of energy doing that. He does throw it away.
But
and
it's probably not
there's
going to go anywhere. Yeah. And
so now's a real interesting situation because you have enough time left. You can cap, but it's not a lot of time. And Denial is actually the one running the flag right now. Matten is about halfway home. Does lose it though.
And there we go. Hootie Shoops coming off the stand yet again to pull that thing off. But no one covering the stand right now, so that was an opportunity that could have been capitalized on. But unfortunately,
yeah, they took a risk doing that.
Yeah, there was no one here to really do that. But there we go.
They have to take risks though. I mean, they're behind. They have to take risks. Shottingham's moving the flag about 2/3. He's going to be trying to do again the whole escort thing. But Thomas B is so good, he's going to end up killing him. And oh, good catch by Simtex. This could be good for Ego, but they have lost their flag. Ego has.
But right now,
Qualm versus Thomas B.
He has to kill Thomas. He has to get this flag, and
oh, he ended up going for the flag and lost it as a result.
And that is probably going to be all she wrote right there.
It just depends. Can the crash come in? Here's someone coming in. Hootie Shoops is in Pathfinder, dies to Remix. Remix has just been. I want to call him MVP this game.
And here we go. Thomas is going to get this last cap, and that is definitely the end of the game right there. So. Denial eSports.
They can't cap twice.
No, I mean they can't even get it home and get the flag off the stand at this point. So it is definitely in favor of Denial eSports, but Egocentric showing a lot of heart in this second game, really really forcing Ego or Denial to play at their very, very best. So kudos to them for that. It's a shame we couldn't see a third map, but I am certain that we will get guys in here for some post-game interviews because I definitely want their thoughts on these games, and I really want to know what they changed up from map 1 to map 2.
There's the real big thing that comes out of winning a map so strongly like they did on Arcs. You're so comfortable at that point, coming in with the lead, that you don't have to worry about it too much. They were pushed by Ego, but they had the map lead, and that really helps you put it away.
Yeah. Without a question. And, of course, the server crashes yet again.
We don't need the server, we just need interviews.
We do, yes. And, Jim, would you go collect some people for interviews for us, please? Thank you. I would be
please.
I would be very grateful if you would do so for that.
Jim's a nice guy who does things for us.
He is. He is a very nice guy. So...
He saved tribes, right?
He did save tribes. We're just gonna go with that. I'm just gonna agree with you on these points, and yeah, I feel like it's a safer move.
Rewind your video memory. I mean, would you picture that map happening? Dry dock. Talk about the key points. We got a few standoffs. What was really the most important point?
Probably the biggest thing is when they lost the flag to Bojingle Bells on that first standoff. That was pretty much the turning point of the entire.
That would have put it at 2-0, and they didn't. Instead, they didn't have that strong lead.
And that was something that without that, it was a little too much for them to overcome that. And then after that, once they tied it up, it's something where the map got reset. That early lead that they actually worked so hard to get, and like I said, that was the only route that they ran that actually got out. So I didn't get a chance to see what their clear was like, but
I would need to see that again to even tell if they could have killed Bojingle Bells in this situation, because they had to expend shots on other people too. So I'm not even sure it was possible.
It's very possible that it may not have been possible. Okay, and
there's somebody. That's the capper chaser. Hello, please.
It's Thomas B and Remix. So we are joined by a couple of the 5150 members. How you guys feeling tonight?
Can you really call them
We're
that
good.
anymore? Wouldn't that be Denial Esports?
Oh,
Do you have a
yeah,
sponsor?
my bad.
Or are you
Yeah,
just...
yeah, we're in denial. No, it's
Sorry,
alright. It's okay.
I'm here now.
Okay, so
What's going on, guys?
I was saying,
Is Denial
you know,
Esports an organization, or is it,
It is.
just... Okay.
yeah, they're actually sponsored by Denial Esports. They
Do you,
changed.
do you get mouse pads?
No.
There's Qualm from Ego. Excellent. If both sides are presented.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ego and Denial. I still struggle. I still call you guys 5150 all the time, but
I still call him
I just
Dead
can't
Stop.
do it, man.
Yeah.
Because, really, that was a team I watched 10 years ago, not 2 weeks ago.
exactly. So it's something that it's kind of stuck in your head at this point, and I completely understand the mentality.
You first,
Oh
Helemar.
yeah,
Questions.
that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna throw it over to our winners of this game tonight first. Remix, how you guys feeling after that? You know, it was obviously it was a little more in your favor on Arcs, but on Dry Dock, they Egocentric really pushed you guys. How are you feeling after that win?
I feel great, man. To be honest, I fully expected both maps to be extremely close, and even on Arcs, like there was just so much going on that it took a lot of coordination. We prepared, man. We prepared properly. And we just tried our butts off. Ego's a great team. They could have took it, but we did the work we needed to and got the win.
Captain,
How'd you prepare for this? What did you do to prepare?
Played for like 5 hours a day.
Well, we practice. We practice a lot of standoff. We practice a lot of like OBD,
Which came in handy, I gotta say.
It definitely did. We're having a lot of trouble even still finding scrims. So that's the only practice we really do get when we get on. And we did a couple of those last couple of nights and try to design our strats specifically for Ego.
And that's always a good move, because you really never know what Egocentric has in store for you. And actually, on that note, Qualm, I do have to ask you: were you guys running 3 or 4 cappers at one point on Dry Dock?
We just need to get the flag off, and Remix was pooping on me, so yeah, probably.
Well, I did see at least
On Dry Dock's a map where you can build up a decent amount of speed, even if you're not on a cap route. You can just slide in from the back or do some kind of cheesy stuff, and so everyone in essence can be a capper, depending on where they are.
I saw.
If it makes you feel better, man, I had like 50 deaths by the end of it, so I don't know. I did pretty bad.
Huh? I don't feel bad, except for my mouth. I got fucking beat up at LAN, can't do anything.
Oh, shit, man.
He's not serious.
I
no
went
way.
there. I went there to find Veer, and he's just sitting there, and he had his super heavy on. He had that brute skin, the one that has the green punching animation. Just went
God.
right into my
Damn.
face. It was.
Oh,
I,
That's
the
I
worst.
can confirm, if someone asked him what was wrong with Qualm said he got beat up at LAN. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you, since Denial said they had to prepare for Ego specifically, what do you consider Ego's strongest points you had to prepare for?
The conking ability on stand.
That was
We
incredible.
We
The
needed
conking was
nitrons
incredible.
for sure. Extra nitrons. But go ahead, Muck, Thomas. You guys.
Yeah,
go.
from defensive standpoint, Ego's always been one of those teams. Well, I don't know. I don't know about always, but as long as I can remember, they've been one of those teams where they just are always like right on time with their clears. So it's really important to cut them off early or find where they're going to come from early. And that was kind of one thing that we really practiced on. Just the timing.
Let's ask Ego, because Helemar made the comment he didn't see a lot of routes being run on Dry Dock. So was that working, and that was why they had to go to a cluster strategy? Let's ask Ego what they think.
Dry Dock and Arcs are those maps where it's just like a sniper haven. Maybe not as bad as Sunstar or Crossfire, but it's still pretty easy to spot all sides of the map from almost any position on the map, really. And so we had to either take care of Remix, which is hard to do because he's an okay player, and we had to, or the other option is to give him so many targets to shoot that he wouldn't be able to kill us all.
Right, and that's
And
why
so
I was asking.
We tried mixing it up, and then the other strategy is you can either give him targets by having a ton of cappers, or you can just have no cappers and duel it out. Thomas B is great at those conks, but when you've got like 4 people on your stand and Veer is using like a Titan launcher, or not, sorry, he's using like a Saber launcher or something, it's gonna be tough for anyone, really.
I felt really bad for Ego and amazed by Denial, because you had it like escorted home in this pack of killers so many times, but they would make like one play halfway through and stop you.
Or
And
like
it
you would
took-
do like a perfect punt to a teammate, and an invisible
Silly
man would catch it.
infiltrators.
Invisible infiltrator
Yep.
would catch it. Yes.
Yep, we caught that on camera without a question. I saw it coming. I was just like, oh, this is not going to end well, and it didn't. But,
We were pulling for egos. We wanted to see the third map. What was
Yeah.
the third map going to be, by the way?
Perma.
permafrost.
Oh, believe me, we were pulling for that too.
The only map
what
we
I
actually
hear.
practiced.
The one map where Remix can't be as overpowered as he is. Like it's Perma is one map that, by nature of the map, counters the sniper. And well,
So,
as you can see, we didn't get to that point.
so
To be fair, I didn't hear anything but man complaining about alcohol. Sorry, but I mean, alcohol can't be underestimated here. He's
I was
giving our
just
capper a
getting
lot of trouble
ganked.
too.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
So, what I want to know is,
Only on Drydock though.
Bowie, I'm not sure if this was an executive decision on your part or what exactly, but what did you guys change from map 1 to map 2? Because there was,
There's a huge difference.
yeah, it was just night and day as far as how you guys performed against Denial, even coming out and getting the first cap in the game. So, what did you guys change from map 1 to map 2?
Well, there's not. I mean, the maps are played very differently, so you know, it's not like we would run the same arc strat exactly on Drydock. But I think what it came down to from watching the cast was that just the plays were happening more. It felt like on arcs we had like many narrow caps or like narrow defensive stops that we just couldn't quite get. That just like Denial made a great play, or we kind of messed up a play or something. Whereas on Drydock, those were connecting, at least for our defense, especially. Like our D was making, you know, they were making the plays for sure on Drydock. So it wasn't
Helemar
like a
said
big
that your
strategy
team
change.
warms up a little bit. Do you feel that's true if your team doesn't start out at full strength?
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, the other day we played Denial and Arcs. We went up 6-0 in the first like few minutes, and then they came back and like nearly tied it at the end. So I would say it's like, you know, it's like a game of runs, you know, a game of streaks, and they can go either way.
Speaking
We've
of
definitely been
scrim,
terrified
Scrim
of
though,
that.
scrims are different from matches.
I have
But
to
that-
ask
Definitely.
Denial.
You guys play a lot differently.
Why did Ego cap on you in Arcs? Did you give it to them, or was it you were getting?
No.
lazy?
Oh,
It was
no.
kind of
Oh.
well, it was kind of my call. Like they were. I thought we were gonna get out, so like it sounded like our offense was set up and ready to go, and I didn't want to disrupt them at all. So I told them just clear, and then I wasn't able to get back.
So that was not handed to them. That was a thing where they actually
figure
made
they
the
would.
plays they need to convert, and then they felt good coming into Drydock and actually scored on you first. How did that make you feel? Because that was 2 caps in a row at that point.
To be honest, dude, we're actually kind of used to it. You were saying that they're slow starters. I think that's our MO because
Oh yeah,
most teams that we're up against score against us first, and we kind of start slow and then
that was not the
as-
story on Arc, so I wouldn't have said that.
not today, no. And to be honest, that was part of our practice. We wanted to address that. We wanted to make sure we got the early, you know, because it really sucks trying to get back when you're on your toes already. When you know from the start, that's really difficult. It could create stress that doesn't really need to be there early on in the game, you know. So we wanted to actually put that on them this time around.
So other than snipers, what is the strongest point of your opposition, the two of you?
You
What are
talking
Ego's
me and
best
Thomas?
points? What
Oh.
are Ego's best points, and what are Denial's best points from each team?
That's difficult to sum up. I think both teams are great because I mean we don't
Thank you,
do the
offense.
same thing all the time. You know, both teams communicate and they adjust on the fly, and you know it's a slugfest every time we play Ego. So strong points. Ego is great at spotting cappers always. I will say that about Ego. They spot cappers, they kill cappers, they help with cappers, they camp capper routes. That's what Ego does, and it definitely gets to Matten. Matten gets affected by that.
And Ego, what's Denial's strongest point?
Oh well, they
Frag.
at least on Arcs they fragged so hard on our stand. They killed. I mean, Hootie Sheeps is really good at the 1v1s on cappers, and they just kept killing him over and over and over again. It was like, you know, you'd see Matten coming in on like full soldier health back to front, and then like Hootie Sheeps just getting completely annihilated on the stand. It's like, well, this is gonna be a cap.
I want to
It's
give
also
Hootie Shoops
consistency,
honorable
too.
mention, by the way. Hootie
Yeah.
Shoops was like really versatile. He was really on top of things. He would change his class. Just he wouldn't let it get away if he could all help it. Really good performance there.
And I do actually want to ask. This is sort of off topic, but you know we've never actually heard Hootie Shoops talk in a post-match interview. So, and it's just because you know this is you know we haven't really had that much of an opportunity. So Hootie, I want to get your take. How are you feeling? You know, how are you settling into Ego, and how are you finding these matches treating you?
I'll warn you, he's from Scotland, and he moved from Scotland when he was like
Aw.
a young child, and so like he talks really weird.
That's fine.
We like that. We like accents. They're
Yeah, Hootie, I
sexy.
was just telling him that
It's-
you moved from Scotland when you're a child, so that your accent sounds really weird and fucked
It's
up.
so bad that he'll often not talk in game and just use VGS video P style.
They want to hear your voice, Hootie.
Hello, please.
Oh, I
Come
think
on,
he's-
dude, don't be shy.
This is embarrassing.
Come
We
on,
got
dude.
dead
Okay.
air.
He went to go
Nah,
take a
he's-
piss.
Yeah, he probably went to
Someone
go beat up
do an
Virulent or
impression of
something.
him. Someone from Ego do
I
it.
mean, it sounds like fat bastard.
Oh, that's too fat.
I ain't a baby.
There's a capper on the back route. He's coming in at 5.
That's pretty good.
Is that close? I don't know. I've never
Thomas,
heard
Thomas, I love
Is
you,
that
man.
it? Is that how it sounds, dude? That's amazing.
know.
I need
Yeah,
that on my team.
Thomas, is it true you capped before you chased?
Yes, sir.
Is it true that you played LO before you capped?
Yes, sir.
Good, good.
So,
Thomas,
yeah,
is it true that
This is going in a bad
you've
direction.
never played LD before,
Yep.
and now you are playing LD? Is this true?
Yep. That
He's
is
really
true.
good at it.
All right, Thomas.
Okay.
Rate the top 5 cappers in the game.
Oh my god.
Matin,
1 through
Can you
5.
get to? Can you count to 5 with that?
Playing 20
Matin,
questions or
Not
something?
many.
Qualm, Tasty. I can't put them in order. That's not fair.
okay, it's
Matin,
okay. Just
Qualm,
give us 5.
Tasty. Oh boy.
Exactly. You can't get to 5.
Extra.
Mokhtar,
There are
Mokhtar?
not 5 cappers.
Yeah,
in
the
this
5th
game.
one is open. Who wants it? Like dump truck?
Mokhtar's 0 level capping is pretty good. I mean,
Have you guys not seen me cap? I mean, I don't know.
Are
Is
you-
that the new secret weapon?
Are we not including
I've,
heroes?
I've been probably still.
Why
oh
isn't
yeah,
Mini
Euros,
Mix on
Canada,
that list?
Of course.
I'm so bad, dude.
All right, Remix. You're known as a
What?
sniper and a striker. Why do you kill me as infiltrator in public games?
Why, what?
That's mini mix, bro.
That's mini mix, man. Don't.
Why'd I go infiltrator? In public games? Is that
I'm
what
just,
the
I'm
question?
just teasing you, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the question.
Okay.
I try to have fun as much as possible, man. That's what I do. That's all I do.
Fun is good. I guess
Are
we
you
should say here.
implying? Are you implying that clicking on dots flying in the sky, making them cry, is not fun?
that rhyme.
That was half poetic. That was nice.
I-
Qualm.
Clicking them
okay.
while they fly in
You-
the sky, making them cry.
You
Bye,
are a
bye.
poet, and you were not even aware
Extracting
of that.
tears from innocent beings is
okay.
always fun.
I
No,
have-
I'm
I
just
have an actual
preparing for
question.
my
Helemar,
rap.
Helemar wants to
Hey,
talk.
no, no, no,
Okay,
no.
what
I'm
were you
just.
gonna say, buddy.
Shh, okay. Okay, so we were wondering before the game, what was there a story behind each of the tags on Egocentric? So I just want to
Hell yeah,
kind of go
dude.
down. I want to go down the line. Simtex, we'll just start with you, man.
I was with MStar. What else do you want to know?
Oh, okay. So we were just
Did you
wondering if
pick
there was.
MStar for a reason?
Yeah. That's,
So all of the
LD.
Ego graveyard.
yeah,
so
all
it's
of
graveyard.
all of the players we listed were on Ego, and then went to some iteration of Dead Stop / Mono /
holy shit.
Hunter /
That's
And then
amazing.
stop playing the game.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
yeah.
I see. Okay, that's great. That's great.
That is amazing. That's an awesome story.
Okay, so Hootie Shoops, are you back?
What you want?
Oh, there we go.
Turtle head poking egg.
Thank you for Jingle Bells for
Okay,
that rendition.
okay,
Hootie
so-
Shoops, say something for real about the game. What was the question? Oh, how are you settling into Ego?
Pardon?
How are you settling into Ego?
It's been a bit of fun. I was playing with Xantha quite a bit, but it's been a really good month.
And they found you in a public game, that's true?
This does not sound like
And Stonehenge.
On the Sunhunch server, that's right.
24/7 Stonehenge. yeah.
Don't make fun of
24/7.
Booty Shoops.
Are you a previous Tribes player? Is that why you play on the Stonehenge server? Are you a past Triber?
No.
This is your first Tribes game.
Yes, it is.
Good showing.
Thank
Any
you.
more questions, Helemar?
I have one. Could you please say I've got a turtle head sticking out?
Let's not do that.
I'm
But Jingle Bells
sorry.
already did.
Don't
I'm
make
sorry.
fun of
That's
them.
just,
I'm-
that's just not nice.
mean.
I'm
Be
sorry.
nice.
It's just
Be
he's
nice,
blushing,
Helemar.
man.
He's settling
Wow.
into his new homeland. You gotta.
Why
Yeah.
would you harass him?
Okay,
You
so
know,
Jingle Bells
I-
already did
okay,
that.
stop.
He's not played. He's not
I
played
got
Tribes
the
before.
teeth out of the last spawn. Why don't you just leave me alone? God damn. I'm just trying to
So-
drink my beer and play Tribes, and you're making fun of me?
Okay, so
That was amazing. I love this interview.
okay,
So,
the thing is,
before we continue, he hasn't played a Tribes game before, but he was a competitive Ricochet player. So
What
he's
is-
got the
what is
discs
Ricochet?
down. Ricochet is all
Aw.
about discs. You should check it out. So it's a really good
Cool.
game.
Yeah,
Enjoy
there's
it.
a lot of servers.
It's the
almost
original
as much as
eSports
Paladin.
Helemar, I gotta say, you're so mean. He left the server. You made him quit. Why would you do that to him?
here's the thing though. Hootie Shoops.
I think he just
was-
wanted to get back to Stonehenge.
Yeah, that's probably it. But Here's the thing. I had Hootie Shoops on my friends list before he changed his name, so I know what his name was beforehand. So, he knows it's in good fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
What are you talking about?
He
Are
used
you
to be
telling
Scotty
us?
Shoops
Are you
before,
telling-
and he changed it to Hootie Shoops.
Yeah, he changed his name to Hootie Shoops, and I know what his name was beforehand. Yeah.
Shooty hoops. Because he liked to alley-oop flags in 24/7 Stonehenge. Pass
All
it
right,
to him,
let's
he'll
go
get
with
his
that.
Scooby snacks.
Do 7
Does anyone
goals.
remember that? Scooby snacks?
All right.
Yeah,
so,
Scooby
no one
Snacks.
remember that?
Yeah, buddy, Scooby Snacks.
No, in
Cheap.
terms of tribes.
Yeah,
Scooby
yeah, I know what it
snacks.
means. It's when you pass the flag to the hospital.
player?
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked that up on that Reddit post.
As,
Yes,
as,
like,
all the
funny
old
as,
terms.
as funny as all this is, and it is damn funny. We do have to actually stay on topic
Wrap
somewhere.
up?
So I'm gonna redirect
All
this
right.
conversation a little bit. So
Well, this is tribes related.
yeah, it is tribes related. Although it's usually things with tribes related don't really go very constructively. Well, maybe
I'm
not.
starting
I
a new trend to call the generator the ball pit. All the heavies love playing in the ball pit.
Are we wrapping up, or are we asking more questions?
Well, we
I
have to do
usually
shout-outs
ask if
before
it-
we wrap
yeah,
up.
Give
for
the
sure.
team.
Yeah,
give the-
shout-outs.
do the-
We have
do
to
the
do shout-outs.
teams.
Alright,
Did you
I'll go ahead and
priority
start.
speaker, please?
No, I'll just go. I don't need priority speaker. I'll just go ahead and start. First of all, shout out to my team. Love you guys, except for Simtex, but you're cool too.
Oh, what the fuck?
Shout out to the casters. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything you do. Shout
You're
out to
welcome.
the other team because you guys are pretty good at the game. And especially a big shout out to Remake for being too scared to 1v1 me in StarCraft.
Oh my
with a-
god.
Call
Every night.
out. Shots
You know-
fired.
I gotta say something here, okay? Because I haven't caught the last couple Ego games, and I hear from somebody else that Quab's been calling me out. Every time I PM Quab, he's miraculously away like 5 minutes after the stream. So Quab, I'm gonna come get you, man.
There's a
All
delay
right,
on the stream,
okay.
though. I mean,
So-
give us some credit.
Okay,
Yeah, that's true.
so Remix Qualm, please email me before this goes down, and we will get it casted.
Make this
Okay,
happen.
can I do a shout out? Shout out?
Show match.
Show
Wait,
match,
do you
yes.
know
Shout out to my
StarCraft?
boy Chicken Waffles.
Jesus Christ.
My boy
Dude,
Matt.
why?
Chicken and waffle.
Okay.
You guys
so-
have a sleepover or something?
Yeah, is
Yep.
Expect coming?
All right. So Remix,
So
since,
that's not allowed.
since
He's
the
all old enough yet.
okay, I'm just gonna throw it to Mukhtar so he can get his shout outs out of the way.
Okay. Shout out to my boy Chicken Waffles. To expect Matin, and let's see who else. Jiggly Wiggly. Yes, can't forget that guy. All right, I'm done.
Oh, also, I'd like to thank Dysphoria for coming by. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. I'm glad to
I'm
see you.
sorry.
Is
NASL
this
burned me out.
Delirium?
I'm back. I'm back. Yes,
It's
I'm back.
Delirium,
It's okay.
yes.
I'm Delirium.
Why,
Hello.
why the name change?
Want to play for my team?
Because
I'm
NASL was so
okay,
embarrassing.
Listen. No. I was
Yeah, it
Dysphoria
was.
before. Okay. The story is I'm a horrible Smurf. I use as many names as possible. I had a Smurf name on my Super Cheaters admin, Cheaters Wayside admin account. I use lots of names. Any cool name I can think of, I try and get it. I don't know. I'm
so
weird.
you're a hoarder, is what you're saying.
I just like cool names. and privacy and anonymity. I don't know.
Legs weak, arms spaghetti.
But after NASL was over and we all calmed down, we were like, hey, we can do this tribes thing again. And Dodge Pong was going to do something cool, but then Dodge Pong fell off the map, and he's no comment.
Yeah, let's leave that thought right there. So Remix, shout outs to you, man.
Shout out to Denial Esports. Shout out to Pie Rosie, my girl, and Mini Mix. And also shout out to that character that we have for Denial Esports. It's basically like a jacked version of Wile E. Coyote from Roadrunner.
It's the Lorax.
Yeah, that, and yeah, that's it.
Simtex, now to you, man.
Just even though he's muted, thanks to Mukhtar for always dueling me for hours and hours on end whenever I ask. Even though he can't hear this, thank you, Mukhtar.
He's a dual fiend, that's for sure.
Especially since he can't hear it. You don't want to say
Yeah.
that to his face. You don't want to make him
I
feel good about himself.
never. I would never say that to his
You
face.
really shouldn't puff him up at all.
Yeah.
Oh no, he had enough smiley faces for a year there in that game.
How does Hatui feel about the Sly Faces being co-opted by Mukhtar?
I love Mukhtar. He's the best inf in the game.
Well, that was,
Oh,
that was
so-
much
And
more
there
peaceful
you
than I
have it.
thought.
I see.
There you have it.
Bowie, over to you, man.
Oh, just GG's to both teams, and yeah, look forward to seeing you guys again, hopefully later in the tournament.
Oh,
And you
cool.
know what happened.
Oh, sorry, I don't do that. I'm an elitist.
What are the results gonna mean for the tournament?
So basically, I think Ego goes down now, and we'll play the loser of Vex versus Nitron, and then after that we'll play. I guess that's like the losers bracket final or something, and then we'll go back up and play the loser of Denial versus the other one.
Vex.
Get your work cut
Basically,
out
it's basically
for
a
you.
double Elim tournament with
Good luck.
4 teams.
Good luck to both
Thank you.
teams
I appreciate this
in the future, and that was a lot of fun. Thanks for the great games.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
GG's.
GG's.
Is there anyone else in the channel who wants to do some shout-outs before we go, or
Shout out to Tao.
shout out?
Tao.
Shout out to Mukhtar.
A shout out to Georgia R. Martin.
Thank you, Red Wedding. Check out the Twitter account.
Whoa,
Red Wedding
spoilers,
Tears.
bro.
Oh man.
Red Wedding Tears is the best Twitter account.
I think I'm
All
going
right,
to.
let's just end that right
Finally,
I'm gonna
I'd
mute
like
this
to do
for you.
one last. I want to do one last shout out because it's important. Because we always forget these guys in shout outs.
Okay.
Shout out to High Res for making the most fun FPS on the market.
Oh lord, no, please.
It's great fun.
Tribes of
We'd
Sun is
love
being
to,
ported
we'd
to
love
the
to see you.
X-Bone.
We'd love to see you guys continue working on the game. Look at all the people
Yes,
who
sir.
love it. Thanks for everything you do. I know we give you a lot of shit, but we love you guys for making the game.
We love you. Come back to us. We miss you.
Come back.
That
Please,
smite
I'll buy
money.
you dinner.
Daddy gave me a name. Then he
Wow,
walked away.
that was awkward. That was really awkward.
I don't feel awkward.
Thank you, Bowie, for that. I've missed your humor. I really have. Dysphoria. Any shout-outs or anything like that? No spoilers, but you know.
I heard Tao's making a comeback.
Wasn't that supposed to happen like this weekend or something like that?
I don't know. I saw Nana in IRC.
It doesn't matter.
What did I see?
So
He's not going anywhere near the top anyway.
Okay, can I do one more shout out? One more shout out?
Fire away, remix.
Little Mamacita coming up next. Shout out to Little Mamacita. She is coming up next, guys. This stream here, if you guys don't know, you can follow it because we have a bunch of streamers on, all the time, competitive games just like this one. A lot more coming up, and Little Mamacita is next. She's coming up right after this stream, so make sure to catch that.
Yep, as Remix said. So I'm going to just close it out with a few final thoughts here. As always, thank you to Jim Christ, the organizer and owner of NA Tribes, the tournament that you just, the match that you just watched. Thanks to Hi-Res APC for, helping out, as he always does, Hi-Res for making the game. And, of course, the teams, Denial and Ego tonight, you guys always give us a good show, which is great to watch. Dysphoria, my co-caster, so much appreciated to see you back and to actually get a chance to cast with you. I believe this was our first cast together, and I'd say it
Well,
went
thank
pretty
you,
damn
Helemar.
well.
And thanks to all the viewers. I'm going to let you close it out, and I'm outie. Peace!
There we go. There's Delerium, Dysphoria. We'll call him by both names. So, yeah, I'm not sure if there's still House League games going on the Tribescast network, but we do the House League games on the Tribescast network. I'll drop the the link in chat at some point. But yeah, if you want to tune in to some of those, those are really good games as well, and you'll see some really cool stuff coming up. We've got the semifinals for the House League tomorrow. And we will have another match on this channel tomorrow night, which is going to be Nitron versus Team Vex, and that should be another nail-biter just like tonight. So tune in again tomorrow night, guys, and stay tuned for Little Mamacita. She will be up right after this stream, and from all of us here at Tribes, if you are playing, continue playing, and if you are not playing, come join us. Good night.